Yes, guys, how we doing? How we doing, guys? It's your boy Flicks back with another live stream. Come on, if you haven't done so already, please smash the likes on your way through. Um, of course, look, I want to hear your thoughts on this afternoon's topic, ENIC out. Now, yes, we've had a very poor season last season, but winning Europa League papered over the cracks. We all know that one. But right now, our current situation, it's not good, is it? It's not good. It's not good. So the old ENIC OUT protest that was meant to be going ahead this Sunday is no more. Is no more. So from my understanding, there is something organised for Sunday. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to read it out very, very shortly. But I'm very half and half with the whole thing. Guys, if you've just joined, I'm gonna repeat myself now because there's a few others that's literally just come in. So my topic is obviously the whole ENIC OUT situation. We all need to stand as one and be on the same page right now. We all need to be on the same page. ENIC OUT. We all want ENIC OUT, right? We all want ENIC OUT. We all want it. But then you got those ones that say, look, yeah, but if we go to the protest, there's only going to be a small amount of people. What's the point? What is the point? Well, what is the point is, people like you that say, yeah, we want to come, but again, what's the point in coming? Because it's only going to be a small turnout. Well, come, turn up, turn up. You tell your friends, you tell your family, they tell their friends, they tell their family, so on and so on and so on and so on. Get the word out. I am trying my hardest to literally get the word out. I've tagged as many Spurs creators that I know and that I know of, but it needs the much bigger ones, like your Expressions, your Abby Summers, who gets on TalkSport a hell of a lot. They're the ones that need to help the likes of me and you. You know me, I'm a Tottenham content creator, but I've only got a small follow. Know what I mean? They've got the much bigger crew behind them, if you like. You know what I mean? They're the ones that need to push it, seriously push it. But like I said, I'm trying my hardest to get the word out. I am trying my hardest. I can't stand ENIC. I have never liked ENIC. I can't stand ENIC and Lewis with a passion. 25 years they've been at our club. And what have they got to show for it? 2 trophies, and that's it. Like I said yesterday, 2 trophies, yeah, and a couple of decent players along the way. But since those Poch days, I know I hate bringing up the past, but since the Poch days, it's just been doom and gloom. And it's that saying of we've been on a decline, haven't we? No ambition from the hierarchy. Again, ENIC and the board. And again, it comes down to neglect. The club has been neglected. I've been neglected. You have been neglected. We've all been neglected. We're the ones that are showing our love and support to the actual football club itself. But what are we getting in return? What are we getting in return, guys? Guys, start throwing in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on ENIC and the whole situation right now, because from my understanding, there was meant to be a protest this Sunday before the Nottingham Forest game, right? But that's not going ahead now. So again, it's just that saying of we're just an embarrassment, aren't we? We're just an embarrassment, a global embarrassment, if you like. You know what I mean? So I'm going to read Bear me, guys. I need to get it up again on my iPad. I wish I could throw it on the screen for you guys to see. You're probably guessing what I'm on about. You're probably guessing what I'm on about. So this has been doing the rounds on social media since, when did I see this? I think I see this last night. Again, this has been put out by Change for Tottenham. So it starts off by saying, show up, sing up, stay up, right? Save our Tottenham, play our part, back the players. Our club needs us more than ever. Loyal Spurs supporters from generation past and present. Sunday the 22nd of March, 11:30 a.m. So from my understanding, everyone's to meet at the Bricklayers, so along the high road, if you didn't know that. Greet the team, so basically greet the team coach as the players arrive. At 12:45, so between 12:45 and 1 p.m, the players are due to arrive at this time. Get there earlier, pack the streets and give them a big arrival, right? Build the atmosphere and make it special. Bodo style, aka Bodo Glimt style, right? So I am very, very half and half with this whole like party vibe. That's basically what it is, yeah? That's basically what it is. It's a freaking party vibe. They want to bring the party vibe because obviously that's what we got when we won the Europa League and we had the whole trophy parade, and I was there to witness it, and what a day it was. And it's a day I will never forget. Because yes, we won our first trophy in 17 years, our first European trophy in 41 years, whatever it was, 40 years, 41 years, whatever. But again, I know there's going to be a big divide on this. Do I really want to go? Do I not? I love ENIC, or you know what I mean? There's going to be them Spurs fans as well that are very split down in the middle. Do I back it? Do I? Don't I? Sorry. It's I really don't. How do I say it? I really don't. Basically, I really don't get. I really don't get it. I obviously I get why they're doing it, because where Tottenham Hotspur are right now, we are fighting a relegation battle. We could be playing Championship football next season. So I get the whole why they're trying to do it. Back in the team, showing their support. It's saying, look, bring banners, bring scarves, as many people as possible. Pack the streets, show your support. I get that. Don't get me wrong, I get that. I really do. I see the comments are flooding in. I'll get to the comments in a minute. I get that. I really do get that. But what pisses me off is, look at this example, right? If any of you have got kids, or you know of anyone that's got kids, this is a great example. Say like for my son, I've got two kids, by the way. So my son Jude, right? For example, he's been playing up the whole week, like bad. And he says, "Daddy, can I have a chocolate bar?" And you say, "Yeah, all right, yeah, all right then, all right then." And you're forgetting about what he's actually done. Now that's like Tottenham, innit? The players, the majority of them don't even want to be there. They've been throwing their toys out the pram for many, many weeks, many, many months. Yet we're going to pack the streets and show our support. Yeah, you can do it. Come on, you can. You see my point? Yeah, I just, I'm just not. I'm not. I'm really not for it. But don't get me wrong. I get. Part of me still gets why Change for Tottenham, the organisation. I think is it Billy T? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I think Billy T is one of them. Maybe Ricky Sachs. I'm not 100% on that one, but I just think it's not for me. It really is not for me. It really is not for me, guys. I see the comments are coming in. Look, someone saying no protest, get behind the team. Look, of course you've got to get behind the team. You've got to get behind the team. 100% you've got to get behind the team. There's still players that want to be there, that want to play for the badge. I get that. But there's still players like Romero should have never ever been captain in the first place. Simply is not captain material. Probably is for Argentina. Actually, Sanity's vice captain, isn't he? Because obviously Messi's still there. So yeah, forget I said that one. But you know what I mean? It's just not captain material. I might sound a little bit hypocritical because I said in the past, give Mickey van der Ven the captaincy because he's been on point. But for the past 2, maybe 3 months, even Mickey van der Ven's been throwing his toys at the pram. You know what I mean? He's throwing out the wrong vibes. He's telling the likes of me and you he doesn't want to play for the club anymore. He's had enough. Look at the challenges he's been doing. Before that, he would time his challenges to an absolute T. He's given out, you know what I mean? He's given out vibes and doing silly mistakes on a pitch when before he wasn't doing that. Wasn't doing that. Again with Christian Romero and even Mickey van der Ven, again, yesterday in his interview. You know what I mean? We understand the situation we're in, blah, 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 blah. We're trying to resolve it for the likes of the fans and obviously for ourselves, etc., etc., etc. But it's just words, isn't it? It's clearly just words. Clearly just words. Clearly just words. They're not showing that. If they really mean that, then start showing it on the pitch. I get we've got so many injuries. I get that. You've only got to look back to last season. But that's the board and the rest of the freaking hierarchy to blame for that one. They've not learnt from their mistakes. But still, the players that we have left need to show it. Yeah, we might have average players, but there's still players within that squad that we do have left are more than capable of getting a job done in 90 minutes to get us the results. We should be nowhere near that relegation. Nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. Some might say, even with the injuries, we should be at least mid-table at best, maybe a little bit higher. 8th, pushing for 8th, 9th. But we should be nowhere near to having a relegation scrap. A point from safety, you know what I mean? But yeah, so let's see. There's so here we go. Look, see, silly comments, silly comments. Silly comments are rolling in now. Anthony, ENIC in. People like you jumping on the bandwagon, stir in the pot, as they say, stir in the pot. You tell me, what has ENIC given the likes of me and you? What's ENIC given us? Please tell me. Please tell me what has ENIC given us other than them 2 trophies? Not backing the managers. Not backing Pochettino when he clearly needed it. Back then, we had a very, very good team. A very exciting team. And when he asked to be backed, did he get it? No. He didn't. I know Levy was to blame for that as well. Back when he was lurking around like a bad smell. But it goes back to the other managers since, doesn't it? Jose, Conte. Who remembers what Conte said? Huh? That interview still lurks around on social media. Still does the rounds. It still does the rounds. This is what I mean. It's been neglect, no ambition. But like I said, don't get me wrong. I get the whole we should all gather as one and cheer the team on. I get that. I really do get that. But it's still there's another side to it where it's like the example I just said. It's not right. It really ain't. It really ain't. It really ain't. Big up the two Mark show. Big up Flicks. ENIC out. Thank you. ENIC out all the way. ENIC out. The boys have worked very hard on this. I'm sure they have worked very hard on this. I'm sure they have. But honestly, it's just not for me. It really is not for me. It really is not for me. Look, I know everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but that's my opinion. I just feel it's just it's just not right. Protest when we are safe. Protest when we are safe. Now, look, as you know, right? Like I said earlier in my stream, I've been calling out for a protest for a long time. I know we've had so-called protests in the past. I'm trying to think back to the last one. Was it against? It might have been one of the home games when we played Man City. We played Man City in the league, and there was obviously an organised protest before kick-off, and there was even, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the comments, but there was an organised walkout in what's it, the 75th, 85th minute roughly, organised walkout. But obviously, I wasn't at the game. But anyone watching, if you was at the actual game, please let me know in the comments. But from what I could see from from viewing from the TV, there wasn't really many people walking out. Now, obviously, that was organised for people to walk out on the 75th, 85th minute, whatever it was, and you boycott the stadium, and obviously you go to one of the local pubs in the area to finish watching the game off. That didn't happen. Again, going before the game, there was an organised protest, and again, like I said, unfortunately, I couldn't make it that day due to family reasons, etc. But when I done a little bit of digging and found out who actually went to the game, and then I found out that the so-called protest was an absolute shambles. There was only about 50 people, if that, actually turned up. And when they did turn up, they're all just standing there, all twiddling their thumbs. No one actually attempting to lead the protest, to start a chant, for example, ENIC out, whatever. None of that whatsoever. None of that whatsoever. So, and I know that's happened before. Last season, I think there was a couple last season, the season before that. I know we've had quite a few since the good old Pochettino days. I know we have, but every single one has just been an absolute failure. Obviously, there's a lot of Spurs fans that say, "Yeah, I know, I can't stand ENIC, I can't stand the board, but what's the point in protesting? It's not going to get anywhere." Well, it could. It could get somewhere, but it needs numbers. And when I say numbers, I mean thousands upon thousands. I'm not asking for that crazy amount that turned up for the trophy parade. Obviously, we're not going to get them figures, but at least try and get half of that to turn up for a protest. We haven't got to go to a protest and all stand outside the lane and kick off. I'm not asking for violence, of course not. I'm just simply asking for a number of us to all get together, stand as one, all chant the same thing, ENIC out, ENIC out. We've all got banners, scarves, all saying ENIC out in bright yellow. You know what I mean? It sticks out like a sore thumb. Then you target Sky Sports, TNT, all the cameras. You know what I mean? All the cameras, and obviously ENIC and whoever will see and hear about that and go, then they go, oh, they're not happy, are they? They're not happy. How are we going to resolve this situation? And then they're going to think about last season. But we've got the guys a trophy. Why are they pissed off? Oh no, hang on a minute. No, we finished fourth from bottom, didn't we? 22 league defeats. We could have got relegated last season. We didn't back the club. We didn't back the fans in the summer. Again, we didn't back the fans in January just gone. How are we going to resolve this situation? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, it only goes one or two ways, doesn't it? They either sell up, which is what I'm begging for. They sell up and move on, and we get a buyer that comes in that's got a passion for the football club, a passion for the fans, and a passion to see Tottenham Hotspur Football Club thrive, succeed, challenge for titles, be exciting again. Because it's just doom and gloom, innit? Doom and gloom, doom and gloom. Every Spurs video, it's just, I just find myself just 9 times out of 10 just basically repeating myself, because it's just so same old, same old, same old. There's no excitement, is there? Trying to get the word out, it's like trying to get blood out of a stone. It needs everybody on board. So everybody watching this right now, let me know in the comments section, would you seriously turn up for a protest with your banners, with your scarves? You know what I mean? Whatever. Would you turn up and all stand as one, and we all chant the same thing, ENIC out, over and over and over again? We haven't got a kick off, hasn't got to be any violence. We haven't got to start throwing bottles left, right, and centre. You know what I mean? It hasn't got to be that way. Obviously, a lot of people again are going to jump on the bandwagon and say, "Oh, yeah, a protest is where it's all going to be violence and people kicking off." It's not going to be none of that. We don't have to. It doesn't have to go that far. That's just being stupid. Haven't got to go that far. We just simply need to get the word out to the hierarchy. Really let them know that me and you are not happy, because we're not. We haven't been happy for a number of years, have we? Like I keep saying, when was the last time we was actually like very happy with our club? Going back to the Poch days, aren't we? Going back to the Poch days. So, look, like I said earlier, part of me, I'm very 50-50, so part of me can see why Change for Tottenham have organised this, because, you know, they're scared. I get that, they're scared. I'm scared as well. We're all scared. We're all scared to see our beloved Tottenham Hotspur Football Club get relegated to the Championship. And if we're sucked into the Championship, like I've said before, check them out if you've not seen my past videos and streams, etc. But I've said then, if we get sucked into the Championship, it is one mother to get out of. If you keep one eye on that Championship, a lot of people say it's one of the best leagues in the world. If you take away the Premier League, it is one of the best and toughest leagues to get out of. And I feel that if we were to get relegated, would Tottenham Hotspur win promotion back to the Premier League? First time of asking. I don't think they would. Because we all know the so-called bigger boys, they wouldn't stick around. There's no way they would stick around. They don't want to play Championship football. Vicario's going to go. Kinksky will probably follow. Pedro Porro, Romero, Mickey van der Ven, Adugi, Spence. They're all going to go. Know what I mean? I don't need to say the rest, because they're all going to go. They're all going to walk. And put it this way, Tottenham will probably be left with the likes of Mathis Tel, who I don't rate, and Wilson Odeberg. You know, them players there, you know, because who's going to want to sign them right now? They're absolute trash, aren't they? They really are. I've seen enough of them. You know, they're the players that we are going to be left with. So going back to this party vibe gathering on Sunday before the Nottingham Forest game, like I said, and I'll say again, I get it. I really do. They're scared. They are scared to see Tottenham get relegated at the end of the day. So they want to show their support. I get that. They want to show their support and show the team that we're all there. We're all together as one. I get that. But there's another side to it. The majority of the players clearly don't want to be there. Simply given up. Yet we're all going to turn up and show these guys that we care. You can do it. You can do it. I just, that's just my opinion. I just feel it could be done another way. I really do. It could be done another way. You know, obviously, once that little party vibe scene's done and everyone gets into the stadium, then there's going to be, well, should be banners, scarves, massive bangers, banners, banners, you know, bright yellow, so it sticks like a sore thumb, with the words ENIC OUT. And the hierarchy up top see that and they go, ooh, they're not happy, are they? They're not happy. They're not happy. Because look, it's doable. It is doable. We got Levy out, didn't we? We got Mr. Moneybags Levy, as I used to call him back in the day. We got Daniel Levy out the door, didn't we? I know it took some doing, but it eventually worked, didn't it? It eventually worked. So we have to try. So look, if you're gonna turn up to this party vibe on Sunday before the game, then so be it. But I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be there. But you know, we should organise this protest sometime after this. Obviously, before the end of the season, by the way. So I'm trying to think back to when is our last. When is our last home game is against Everton, isn't it? So maybe then, or maybe the one before that, which would be, if anyone can let me know in the comments, you know, if they beat me to it. I'm just trying to look it up now, guys. Who is our second to last? Who's Tottenham's second to last home game? What's going on here? Bear with me, guys. Tottenham's second to last. Where are we? May. So it'd be Leeds. It'd be Leeds on Saturday, the May the 9th. So we could do one possibly last game of the season. If not, there's Leeds, or we're going into next month, April. Saturday, the 18th of April. That's a 5:30 kickoff as it stands against Brighton. So there's at least three home games where we could actually organise a protest. Organise a protest. We all stand as one. Banners, scarves, and we all stand as one and chant ENIC OUT. You know what I mean? It hasn't got to be violence. You know, we're not there for that. We're not there for that. We're all standing together as one, and we just chant ENIC OUT. Banners left, right, and centre. You know, let's get the word out. Let's get the word out. But you know, I'm trying. Look, when I set this stream up, I tagged as many people as I can, like E Expressions, who's got freaking thousands of subs. You know what I mean? It needs people like him to help get the word out. You know what I mean? I'm trying. I really am. But it needs everybody on board. Every single Spurs fan on board who clearly want the hierarchy gone. Or at least the hierarchy, if they're not going to set up, to pull their fingers out their backside and start splashing the cash. It's as simple as that. But then you got, on the other side of things, when you flip the coin, there's Spurs fans out there that actually say, but the hierarchy have backed the squad. They spent thousands, they spent billions, but they've done it the complete wrong way. For example, they've bought 5 players because they know them 5 players are going to be on that wage because that's apparently what they can afford. Instead of just buying, say, 1 or maybe 2 quality players and pay them the wage that they need, the wage that they deserve. You know what I mean? They don't do that. They do not do that. They come out and say, yeah, but we've only got such amount. It's complete and utter bull. It really is complete and utter bull. Again, from my understanding, there this afternoon on TalkSport, the likes of Ricky Sacks, Abby Summers, and there was another person, another guy on TalkSport, and it was basically they're Igor Tudor in now. They're backing Igor Tudor. Well, before that, it was all Igor Tudor out. So we've got fans like that now, haven't we? We got fans that jumping on a bandwagon, going from one extreme to the other. Like I've never liked Igor Tudor in the first place. You've only got to look at his win ratio, 38%. Like what the fuck? What's the board doing? Thomas Frank's gone. They're all sitting around the table. Right, who do we get in now? Hey, Redknapp, he's been there before, hasn't he? Ryan Mason, he's been there twice. Ex Spurs player, you know what I mean? Sean Dyche, he's got a relegation scrap, hasn't he? Who do we get? Oh, I know. Igor Tudor, he's a free man. It was his last managerial job. Oh, Juve. That's just my opinion. That's just clearly my opinion. Why get this guy in? Why? A lot of Spurs fans are saying, you know, they like the way he speaks, they like the way he basically just holds himself. Like for me, he's just not the right fit. You only got to look back to first leg of the Champions League. Kinksky. Now I felt so sorry for Kinksky. When you're in that situation, you just want the ground to swallow you up, don't you? When you've got thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fans just all lurking at you, you just want the ground to swallow you up, don't you? Never to be seen again. You know what I mean? I'd hate to be in that situation. I really would. I felt so sorry for the guy to be sent. I was going to say sent off. To be subbed off in the first 17 minutes because he conceded 3 goals. And you're walking off the pitch and Igor Tudor, he's not even looked at him. He's not put an arm around him, shown him no support whatsoever. Now maybe, you know, maybe he did show him a bit of support at half time. Who knows? But he should have done that on the pitch for us to see. He just, you know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't like that in a player, in a manager. That is very, very bad man management. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. You know, but at the end of the day, Igor Tudor has been brought in to get Tottenham Hotspur Football Club over the line, to not get Tottenham relegated to the Championship. Obviously, if we don't go down, then he's done his job. Ta-da, next one, please. But if he takes us down, then we are in a deeper situation. Because like I said, if we're relegated, I should have said, if we're relegated, then we are not getting out first time of asking. Again, some Spurs fans, I heard quite a bit last week, some Spurs fans are actually saying, but Tottenham need to go down. They deserve to get relegated. Tottenham being relegated to the Championship, it would give everyone a kick up the arse. Yeah, it would give the hierarchy a kick up the arse. That's about it. But our so-called top boys are going to leave, and it's just going to be complete and utter misery. And I just see no way out. No way out whatsoever. Again, look, some Spurs fans have said, but Flicks, you're actually saying you want Spurs relegated. No, I'm like, no, you're not hearing what I'm saying. You know, at the end of the day, if anyone deserves to be relegated, it should be the hierarchy, the board and the ownership. And a few Spurs players that simply don't want to be there. They're the ones that deserve to be relegated, not us. Not us, guys. We don't deserve that. We don't deserve that. The club itself does not deserve that. So, yeah, here we are, guys. Keep rolling in the comments. I really want to hear your thoughts on the whole ENIC OUT situation. Are you going to be going to this so-called party vibe on Sunday before the Forest game? Do you think it's a good idea? Would you be up, or would you be up for a protest? Like I said, I'm not calling out for a big old protest to get thousands upon thousands or thousands just to kick off. I'm not asking for that. I just want fans to be on the same line, the same road, as they say. We're all stand as one, and we just simply chant ENIC OUT with banners, scarves, the whole shebang. We have our voices heard. We get our voices heard. Again, Tottenham fans are saying, but you know, what's the point? What is the point in protesting? Because it's not going to get anywhere. The hierarchy is just going to look down on us and go, "Oh, look at it! Look at them idiots standing there all chanting our name out. We're raking in the thousands, the billions. Forget about that. We stick to our guns. We stay here. We keep doing what we're doing. But at the end of the day, we need to let them know we are not happy. We are clearly not happy. They need to hear that. They need to see that. You know, look at this situation with Christian Romero. Now, I know he's been linked with a move away from Spurs maybe for the past 2 seasons. I know he definitely was linked with away from Spurs last summer, wasn't he? And funnily enough, we're playing that team today in the second leg, Atletico Madrid. And he's linked with a move away from Spurs again to Atletico Madrid in the summer. Now, twice this season already, he's come out and spoke his mind on social media, hasn't he? He spoke his mind about the board, about Lewis, ENIC. That's our captain. You know what I mean? He's speaking his mind. So you'd think that the board and that, you know, they're obviously seeing that. The squad's definitely seeing that. All following each other, of course. They're all seeing that. So you would just think just that alone would get the hierarchy thinking, oh yeah, we got to sort something out here. How are we going to resolve this situation? What are we going to do? What are we going to do, guys? You know what I mean? I just look, at the end of the day, I just want change. I just want change for Tottenham in the best way possible. Because right now we are an embarrassment. We are a global embarrassment. I've always got that thought in the back of my mind that Spurs are going to get relegated to the Championship and Arsenal are going to win the league. And that's going to be laughable for many, many years to come. You know what I mean? A few more comments here, guys. A few more comments. Keep them rolling in. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. please smash the likes as well. The more likes, the better. Pushes the channel and the old algorithm malarkey up. And yeah, please smash the likes on your way through. I really appreciate it. And get subscribing as well if you haven't already done so. So please do that. Big up Brian Maguire. ENIC know they have got us by the short. And Curly's, unless a massive offer, then we are stuck with them. Well, yeah, I know. Rumour had it for the past 2 seasons, maybe a little bit more, that we've had so-called buyers interested. I think one of the last one was one of the last so-called attempted buyers was a group from Saudi Arabia, was it? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, by the way. And again, the other one that's just racked my brains is the ex part owner from Newcastle. Is it Amanda? And her partner, apparently there was interested. But again, no movement, is there? ENIC are simply not budging because, look, I really get why they're not moving, because Tottenham Hotspur Football Club is just not a football club, is it? It's a tourist attraction. F1 go-karting, boxing, concerts, NFL. So at the end of the day, they're sitting there with their feet up on the table, counting their big bucks. But they're not pumping that money into the football club itself. They're not pushing Tottenham Hotspur Football Club to where we should be. They're not backing me and you. We've not seen any improvement, have we? All we've seen is no ambition and neglect. We've been rolling down that hill year after year after year instead of climbing it. Romero cares. That is why. Yeah, calling out ENIC. Yeah. Obviously, I feel it's a bit. I feel it's a bit half and half with Christian Romero. Obviously, he cares because twice this season, like I said, he's put out his true feelings on social media. But then there's another side to it where, a bit like Harry Kane, he stuck with Tottenham through thick and thin. But then, he thought, no, enough is enough now. I need to start winning trophies. I need to move on. So I get that with Christian Romero. He wants to move on. He's had enough. I get that. It's just the way. It's the way he's obviously going around things, like the old Mickey Van der Ven situation as well. Know what I mean? We're all, at the end of the day, look, we're all pissed off. We've all had enough. We've all had enough. But at the end of the day, we all need to stick together, don't we? Get this club out of the mess. Forget about the board hierarchy. We need the players. We need the players on our side. But I just feel that there's a lot of players that are just giving up. Don't want to know. They're going to walk next season, relegated or not. But we stick by it. We stick by it, and it's just, you know what I mean? Yeah. Big up Brian again. We are not football fans. We are customers in their eyes. Exactly. This is what I mean with the whole. It's just simply a tourist attraction now. Look, think back to when Heung-min Son was there. He raked in so many South Korean fans, so many. But since Son's gone, do you see them there? No, maybe one or two. but you don't see them there anymore because Son is not there now. Son is not there anymore. So you don't see them there anymore. It's another comment's just come in. Our keeper has checked out. Vicario checked out a long time ago, and I've part of me's never really rated Vicario in the first place. You know, with the whole Vicario situation, he has cost us so many games. But then pretty much the whole squad's cost us so many games. You know what I mean? This is what I mean with the whole, going back to what's apparently happening on Sunday, the whole party vibe. We all need to get together as one, show our support, show our love, show that we care. But the majority of the players, they don't want to know. They don't give a shit. Yeah, they're collecting their thousands week in, week out, but they're going to do that elsewhere. They don't give a shit if we stay up or go down. They don't care. You know what I mean? But yeah, look, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you know, hence my thumbnail, calling all Tottenham channels, ENIC OUT protest has to happen. We have to do something. So like I keep saying, I know I'm repeating myself now, but I am trying my hardest to get the word out. But it needs the bigger Spurs YouTubers to hopefully get some movement. Know what I mean? I've made contact with quite a few Spurs YouTubers over the past couple of weeks. I've told them my feelings, so maybe we could gather, try get something written down on paper and try and make it official. Get the word out. At least try. But it needs those Spurs fans that are like split down the middle. Oh, but should we really go to a protest? It's not going to do anything. But then a part of me is like, but ENIC all right, and they're not too bad. You know what I mean? Levy's gone now. You know, he was a problem, wasn't he, Levy? So he's not there no more. Like, fuck me, wake up. We all need to be on the same road. All stick together. We all stick together, guys. Other comment here. We got Dave Jones, Spurs. Something must be happening behind the background. You must think nothing ever comes out from the board or the owners, but when the board can't be trusted, but they say ENIC OUT. Something must be happening behind the background. You really think so? Do you really think so? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's, you know what I mean? It's like the other thing that baffles me is, when was the last time Joe Lewis was actually at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club? I think I can count on one hand how many times he's possibly been there. Twice. If that. Once, maybe. Obviously, he hasn't got to be there week in, week out, but, you know, at least, like, you know, turn out, you know, show you care, you know, just little things like that. But, you know, at the end of the day, we need change. They either sell up or they stay and they go, oh yeah, okay, yeah, the fans, yeah, they're not happy, are they? The squad ain't happy. Again, rumour has it, if Tottenham stay up, but it's gonna go both ways, either way. So, say for example, Tottenham don't get relegated, we survive another season in the Premier League, there's going to be massive wage cuts. Now, obviously, the likes of Romero, Van der Ven, they're going to throw their toys at the pram because obviously, rumour has it that Mickey Van der Ven has been linked with a move away to, is it Barcelona or Madrid? And obviously, Cristian Romero's linked with a big move to Atletico Madrid once again. So they're going to go. So there's going to be big, big wage cuts. But again, guys in the comments section, please correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but when Daniel Levy went, I know that was a freaking fantastic day. I screamed through the roofs when Daniel Levy went. I literally couldn't believe what I was hearing. I thought I was actually dreaming it. But literally a day or two after that, did the ownership come out and say that they're now going to back the football club? They're going to give they're going to give the board such and such amount for the next summer January transfer window. Back the club. They've not done that, have they? They've not done that. Think back to the summer transfer window. We made Kevin Danzo permanent. Now, I really hate, I was going to say hate, I really rate Kevin Danzo. Kevin Danzo, for me right now, should be captain. He's never put a foot wrong. He is your old school centre-back. Old school centre-back in Kevin Danzo. I've rated Danzo so much. You know what I mean? He's got one epic throw-in as well, hasn't he? But he never really puts a foot wrong. He's there just to do a job. He's nothing fancy about him. You know what I mean? He doesn't stick out like a sore thumb like the other centre backs. He's just there and he does the job. Doesn't throw his toys at the pram. Does the job. Know what I mean? Then you look at the likes of Mathis Tel again. We made a permanent now. I know the fans are very, very divided on Mathis Tel, but for me, when I was on Savage Show, Football Heritage TV, by the way, big up that channel, it's a fantastic channel. But when I was on there for the first time actually on Sunday night, and I said, well, I actually asked, what do I think of Mathis Tel? And I said, look, Sava, I was on the fence. I was literally sat on the fence with Tel because look, I didn't know anything about him when we got him from Bayern Munich that first season. I sat on the fence and I thought, okay, let's give this kid time. Let's see what happens. But since then until now, I feel I've seen enough. I've seen enough of Tel. I've had enough. Don't want him. Literally don't want him. Wilson Odobert, again, I've seen enough. But look, if we could only get rid of one out of Tel and Odobert, then obviously I would get rid of Tel and I'd keep hold of Odobert. Out of them two, who was the other ones we got in? Xavi Simons, the Japanese kid, centre back, Kota Taiki. Now, what was the point in signing him? What was the point in signing him? Because that's another fantastic thing that Spurs do. They sign players and they loan them out. They're good at that one, aren't they? They're very good at that one. They sign players and then they put them out on loan. They never get players in that we need right now. They get players for the future, or players they feel that he might do a job because we can only pay that such amount. We can't pay the bigger wages. So we you know what I mean? Going back to January, who did Tottenham sign in January? Conor Gallagher. Now, I'm not the only one saying this, but we only got Conor Gallagher because Bentancur was missing. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like Conor Gallagher, a very good footballer. So that was a good signing. But we only simply got him because of Bentancur being missing, along with the rest. Who else did Spurs get? Souza from Santos in Brazil. Left back. Another left back. Why we got another left back is, I really don't know. But that's just my opinion. And then on deadline day, we get some young kid from Hearts who's signed for the football club but gone to play for the academy. Well, what about now? What about now? We got injury after injury after injury. We're down to the bare bones, yet you get some young kid from Hearts and put him in the academy. When we are slowly creeping down into that bottom three, could be relegated to the Championship, yet you're getting kids for the future. Well, what about now? And this is what pisses me off with the hierarchy. It's that vicious circle, that living nightmare that we just can't break out of. you know, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, honestly. Big up Brian Maguire again. I thought Levy was the problem, but he followed instructions from ENIC. Brian, trust me, Daniel Levy was the problem, or part of it. It's the rest of the parasites lurking around like a bad smell. I love that saying, lurking around like a bad smell, because that's true. It's that's what it is. Again, what I'm trying to get my head around is who got Vinay rejected from Arsenal. Now we've got him. Why? Who brought him in? Lewis? Johan Lang? Ex Aston Villa, wasn't he? Now when was it? When he was at Aston Villa, what happened there? Aston Villa get relegated. Look at where Spurs are right now, fighting a relegation scrap. It's not good, is it? It's not good. These are little things. These are little things that, you know, ENIC, Levy, the Lewis lot. They need to be looking at this. They obviously ain't. They obviously ain't. It's just one poxy merry-go-round. It's just a shamble of shit. A global embarrassment, as I say, because that's what it is. It's a global embarrassment, a living nightmare that we simply can't get out of. Big up Gary. Evening. Big up yourself, guys. Smash the likes, please. Smash the likes on your way through. I'd really appreciate it. And please hit that subscribe button, as well as keeping the old notifications on, so when I do upload, you will hear it first, guys. So big up yourselves if you've already done that. Brian Maguire again saying, since Levy left, we have got worse. Oh yeah, of course we've got worse. Of course we've got worse. Because the hierarchy have made the wrong decisions, as in signing players, getting the wrong manager in. For example, Thomas Frank. Now, don't get me wrong, Thomas Frank was or is a good manager. You know, a very nice guy. You can't. No one can turn around and say, "Oh, I can't stand Thomas Frank. He's horrible." You know what I mean? But it's the rest of it that comes with him. I just, for me personally, I just feel that Thomas Frank is not. He was not the right man to take Tottenham forward. Brentford, that's his level. That is his level. Simple as. Simple as. I know there's Spurs fans that they're gonna jump on the bandwagon and say, yeah, but Thomas Frank wasn't backed. Was a very good manager. We should have stuck with him. But I just simply feel, in my own opinion, that Tottenham was out of his depth. He should have never been brought in the first place. Should have stayed with Brentford, because look at Brentford. The board backed him. Yeah, he brought him. He brought him from the Championship, win the Championship playoff. You know, I rate all that. I really do. But Brentford, at the end of the day, is his level. That's his level. He was keeping Brentford mid-table, maybe finishing 8th, 7th at best. That's his level. So they should have never have, ever have gone for Thomas Frank in the first place. And the same goes to Igor Tudor. Like I said earlier in my stream, and I'll say again, why the fuck did they go for Igor Tudor when you clearly see the win ratio? 38% win ratio. His last managerial role was at Juve. He drew most of his games. Yeah, I know some might say, but he didn't lose them, did he? But come on. When you're fighting a relegation scrap, you know what I mean? It's just not it for me. Just not it. Just not it. You know, rumour had it that, was it last week, maybe the week before, Sean Dyche even turned down Spurs. Now, you know what I mean? We can't even get Sean Dyche. Now, what's that telling you? Someone of Sean Dyche is turning down Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It's not a good look, is it? It's not a good look. It's not a good look. But look, I might sound a little bit hypocritical right now, but, you know, a big if we stay up and survive another season in the Premier League, then, you know, part of me will thank Tudor, but then, you know, see you later. He's off in June. Fingers crossed very tightly we get our man back, Pochettino. Who knows? As they say, watch this space. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, guys. Before I do go, there's a couple more comments here. Dave Jones Spurs, nothing has changed with these owners. It's time for change. They need to know that they have left this club. Have let this club down by not putting this club first. Exactly. They haven't. They haven't. Look back to the Daniel Levy days. I've read so many articles when he's talking about Tottenham Stadium, for example. So it says something like along the lines of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, NFL, F1 go-karting, boxing, concerts, blah, 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 blah. At the very bottom, it says Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It's there for entertainment purposes. It's there for tourism. It's not there for that one thing anymore. Football. you get, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Brian Maguire, I don't want Poch back. Under ENIC, he won't get backed. You're probably right. Again, there's that saying of whoever comes in, good luck, because we know what's coming, don't we? We know what's coming. Unless by some miracle, ENIC turn around and go, oh, yeah, time to set up now, guys. Let's move on. Or they seriously pull their fingers out their backside and they back the next manager. They back them. They back them. But, you know, like I said, time will tell. Time will tell. And, you know, watch this space, innit? Let's watch this space. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. But I feel with Poch, as they say, why would you go back to an ex? Well, with Poch, he should have never left Spurs in the first place. He should have never got sacked. He took that team back then as far as he could take them. But when he needed the backing, did he really get the backing? Did he get that support? No, he didn't. He didn't get that support. He didn't get that backing that he truly deserved. Not one bit. For example, look at when Moussa Dembele left. He has never been replaced ever since. Heung-min Son, never replaced. Harry Kane, never replaced. You know what I mean? I know I bring up the past a lot, but I just can't help it. I just can't help but think where we were, where we once was to now, this pile of shit right now. Not one player in our current squad would start over what we had back then. Not one of them. Not one of them. Know what I mean? It's, again, someone like Dele Alli. Now, I know a lot of people are going to jump on the bandwagon. Dele Alli's washed. Dele Alli's days are done. But right now, he's a free agent. Spurs need to snap him up ASAP. He's training at Hotspur Way, for fuck's sake. He is there. He is there. Grab him with both hands. Grab him. Re-sign him. This could be the revival of Dele Alli. You know what I mean? Now he's. I feel with obviously, if you've seen what he spoke about quite a couple of years ago now, wasn't it? He spoke about what happened in his childhood days. Now I don't need to go into that. You know, that was very, very bad. But it's all out in the open. It's all in the past. You know, I felt a lot of that was obviously lurking in the back of his head, and it's obviously been doom and gloom for him, isn't it? But I truly feel that he's still got it in him. If you follow him on Instagram, you know, the kid's working hard. He's clearly got a love for the game still. But to be training at Hotspur Way, like I said, he's there. Grab him. Re-sign him. Re-sign him for next season. Especially with what we've got now. It's a no-brainer, surely. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. ENIC OUT talk, no action. Another comment here. Oh dear. Oh dear about what? Oh dear about what? Before I do go, I want to hear your thoughts on that one. Oh dear on what? Oh dear on what, guys? Before I do go. But that's my opinion. Like I said, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I get that. I really do. But right now, with what we've got, it's a no-brainer. Surely, it's a no-brainer. But going back onto what my thumbnail's saying, we need to all stick together as one and organise a protest. And it hasn't got to be people kicking off, throwing bottles and throwing fists. It hasn't got to be none of that. We all just stick together as one. Be on the same page. And just get the hierarchy hearing our voices. Let them know we are pissed off. Let them know we need change. Here we are, guys. But like I said, it needs the bigger Spurs YouTubers that have got thousands of followers. It needs them to help get the word out. But for some reason they don't. I don't know why. Even though they moan, they kick off about it. But I don't see them trying themselves. I really don't. But you know what I mean? I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Sign him till the end of the season. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Brian. Sign him till the end of the season. As in next season, obviously. But yeah, obviously sign him now. But with only about 7 games left, yeah, well, sign him now and you know, extend that through to next season. Definitely. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, guys. Right. That is enough from me. I'm going to call it a day there. But yes, please, if you haven't done so already, smash the likes. Keep your notifications on as well. So obviously when I do upload, you will hear it first. And yeah, as always, ENIC out. Up the Spurs, and let's hope Spurs get a result tonight. I'm not expecting miracles. I'm not expecting Spurs to win the overall tie. I just want to see, a bit like Sunday against Liverpool, because how many of you see that one coming? I certainly didn't. I predicted 5-1 Liverpool. I really did. But to draw 1-0 at Anfield, remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. But let's hope the squad can carry that over through tonight. But definitely through onto Sunday, because Sunday is more important. Our Premier League survival is more important. But of course, I want to see Spurs get a result tonight. Get a win tonight, maybe a draw, but I'm not expecting Spurs to get through the actual tie itself. Of course I'm not. Of course I'm not. Before I do go, there's another quick comment. Nighttime Kid, others have said mainly because no one else wants to protest. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. There's a lot of Spurs fans, like I said in my stream, and I'll say again, I know I'm repeating myself quite a bit now, but there's a lot of Spurs fans that are very split down the middle. Oh, do I go to a protest? I don't know. It might kick off. What's the point of protesting? It's not going to get anywhere, is it? What's the point? Let's not turn up. It's them Spurs fans as well that are not helping the situation. We all need to be on the same path. We all need to be on the same path. Brian Maguire, you should go on a Spurs 5 with Stel, etc. I've actually made contact with Sean from Spurs 5. So I'm getting myself out there. I'm getting myself known. You know what I mean? I'm trying to push myself. So I will try my very best to get on there and have my little say so, and so on and so on and so on. So big up for that one, man. Big up for that. Big up for that. But yes, that's me done for now. I'll be back tonight at 10:05 after the Atletico second leg. So if you can join me, please do so at 10:05. Smash the likes on your way out, and up the Spurs, and obviously ENIC out. Take it easy, guys, and in a bit.